Hi everyone, this is HJ. Welcome back to Let's Play Ogre Battle 64. Last time you saw me get my ass kicked pretty hard. For those of you that are all about HJ pain and suffering, I'm sure you enjoyed that. But everyone else, probably not so much. It was funny, I'm not gonna lie, it's disappointing to see how bad I am at this sometimes. So this time we need to launch our counter-assault, and part 1 is to send Dick to attack all the sleeping units on the right. And we go shopping temporarily, and I've HJ buy a bunch of stuff, including a bunch of Ring of Eloquences, which is great for magic-type users. So we stocked up on that, and I actually buy only 12, and I came back and got 2 off camera. So before we start the next episode, I will make sure to equip all those to get appropriate stat boosts, since we need all help we can get on Team HJ, it seems. I don't know. So in regards to the counter-assault plan, here was my general idea. We've done a nice job of taking a lot of people out, or at least their leaders, or they're asleep, or they're confused, or they're injured, whatever the case may be. Phase 1 of that is clean up as best we can. Phase 2, I have people flanking around to that closest stronghold there in the little Baron's alcove. That's going to be our second main base of operation, where we'll enact part 3 of HJ's plan to not suck, and that's to slowly get everyone over to the Witch's Den. And that, of course, is northwest of there, across the bridge, across the river. And I showed where that was at the end of the last episode. So getting there, not really the hardest part. It's getting everyone to second stronghold, since there's a bunch of somewhat beat up enemy units in the way. You can see all the skulls there accordingly, so I don't really need to get into too many more specifics regarding strategy with that, because you know my general strategy. Play like the Viet Cong. Sneak up on them when they're asleep. Sneak up on them when their leader's dead, they're confused, they don't know what to do. Basically, outthink them. They are an AI after all. I have a feeling if there was a game like this where I played against a human player, I would lose 9 times out of 10. Thankfully, we're playing the computer. And eventually, I will win. It may not take a short amount of time, but eventually we will get there. So then we start to lead everyone towards that second stronghold, like I was saying. And I think I have Eric pave the way there to make sure they have a safe path up. So I have Eric there to lead the trench, because I know there's somebody up there on Witch's Den stronghold. So we have Eric go first and get them out of the way, or take them out, and then we have everyone else follow suit and cross over and heal accordingly. And we also have Muller going in south to take care of the guys down there. So I mean, once you get on the other side of that river, it's pretty much smooth sailing. Unfortunately, the beginning is so rough that you may not even be able to get there. I don't know. I mean, we had 2 legions come at us right at the beginning, so to only see 2 or 3 units across the bridge there kind of made me go, really? But then again, I'm also kind of relieved, because I don't know if I can handle fighting another 2 legions again. Which, by the way, they're not even dead, they're just kind of injured and out of the way, so Eric's paving our way up there, we have Muller paving our way to the south, and eventually we will start the mass chain of Witch's Den. As soon as they all get there, I believe, yes. And I also have Eric doing some more exploration, because in that area around the stronghold there is the Ring of the Dead that I mentioned in the last episode, and you do have to find it on the ground, so I don't remember exactly when and where we find it in that area, but you should see the pop-up, you should be able to slow down and figure that out. So chaining through the mass Witch's Den some more, and I almost ran out of money again, which is great. I really need to go through my extra crap and sell some, since I've been using too much money on revives and buying items I probably don't need. So we will make sure to do that before the next episode starts. And the strategy 2, once I have someone complete their round at the Witch's Den, I am using a quit gate to teleport them back to the main stronghold. This will save on walking time, and I think I can afford to spend the 250, even though I just said I shouldn't, to have them ready to quit gate again in case there's stuff going on. So we teleport them all back. Reasoning for that is we still have like 2 beat up legions that we need to finish off and get the experience for. So that was the logic behind that. We gate them back, we let them heal up on the main stronghold, and we send them around for cleanup. aka HJ's Revenge. So, yes, a little necessary, but planning was necessary to ensure that that unnecessary precaution of heals, wouldn't backfire. And I know, yes, again, this probably wasn't something that could have happened had you been more intelligent in starting this out. I realize that, whatever, not the best, don't care, whatever. So, man, when we clean up really well. It's kind of tough to say, like, oh, well, yeah, HJ, you only do well when you have the advantage, otherwise you suck. Well, the key is making sure you get that advantage, I guess. The Art of War by Sun Tzu, as it were. I read that a couple of months ago. It was a good read. Very short, too, so highly recommended for battle strategy. There's the Ring of the Dead up there, so I did say it was coming. It's northwest of Witch's Den Stronghold. That's where the Ring of the Dead is, so you go back, you can pause it. That's the exact spot, roughly. Just keep turning in circles. Eventually, you'll find it, so yeah. Right, so last time I alluded to this giant subquest episode. That's still in the works too. I do plan on finishing that in 2 episodes, or whenever I get the chance to. Once we get to the spot where you can finish the Dragoon subquest. I haven't decided who I will make the Dragoon out of yet, but I will look through the troops and pick someone accordingly. Someone who can't normally attack 3 times in the front row, because that's one of the advantages of the Dragoon, is being able to attack 3 times in the front row. So, we will try and find someone. Odds are it'll end up being, like, Aznabel, if I had to guess, or maybe Troy, depending, one of the Berserkers, only because I feel like if they've been sitting in that class style for a while, I'll have the stats to do that accordingly, so HJ gets his Siren back, and unfortunately we can't quit Gate with him, but we'll let him get some cleanup out there. So, going back in the post in this episode too, I've noticed there's been some level discrepancy. The exact opposite of what I said I wanted to happen has happened, but it got to a point in this episode where I just wanted to kill everybody, and I didn't care about dishing out things evenly. So, that is also something we'll have to work on for next time, is making sure the level disparity gets adjusted, as it were. So, if you guys have made it this far in the Ogre Battle series, I thank you. I've probably had this talk about 13 times throughout all these episodes, but I always have to keep going back to it. This isn't my main focus, and I wish it would be, because I really want to get this done, but it all goes back to ambition, and man, do I not have that. Not at all, sirs and madam. I don't know, it's tough. We got some free time here, so I'll dwell into real life stuff if that's cool. If you're looking for Ogre Battle for us the episode, you can go ahead and check the next one out, because I'm done with Ogre Battle for today, so we got 6 minutes of fun. It's all about ambition, and after being in my current new full-time job, which isn't really new anymore, since July, as it were, it's December 4th today, you work your 40 hours, and you really don't want to do things after. I don't know, I feel like I don't want to say exhausted at the end of the day, but sitting in place, it wears you out. I don't really know if that makes sense, but it's a pull to try and get me to do commentary now. It's bad. And it never used to be that way, kinda. I would get in these bouts where I wouldn't want to do it for a couple of months, but then I would do other things, and then I want to go back to it. That's how we end up how we're at right now, so I foolishly started other projects like Adventure Time, which has been posted, which has sadly got more views than everything else I've uploaded in the last 2 months combined. That's really sad. I don't know, I guess you gotta go with what's popular, maybe. And if Adventure Time's it, then I guess I gotta do that. Not that I have a problem with doing Adventure Time, I love Adventure Time, and I love recording episodes for it, but it's kinda sad that I was able to pretty much match my output for half a year and 3 episodes of that. Also getting more dislikes on that than I would expect it to. I guess people get mad when you do the mass tag spam thing. I don't know, people like to crazy tag out their videos like that and have people search reviews and whatever, and I'm trying that this time, and it's actually kind of working, but I'm also kind of getting more dislikes than I would appreciate. Not that I'm, counting those anymore, because, well, YouTube's not really a career for me, as it were, so the likes are cool. They give me feelings of, hey, people actually like what you're doing, HJ, maybe you should continue to do it. You know, that little kick in the ass of inspiration, even though it doesn't really mean anything to anyone, it helps. It helps a little bit. I'm not going to go, you know, like whoring and saying it in every episode and leaving annotations saying you should like this, blah, blah, blah. It's a waste of my time, and frankly, when I watch videos that beg for them, I don't really like doing it. You should feel like that if my content's good enough, you will like it. And if I suck at something, feel free to dislike it. And at least in the comments, let me know why. That's the key. The key is the feedback. If I don't get that feedback, I'm not going to know what I'm doing wrong to improve for next time, or I'm not going to keep doing the same thing if it's great, because I don't know. So, feedback is key. I've always been about that, so please do that. So yeah, you get distracted, you don't want to do certain things, and you end up starting more and more new projects, and you haven't finished a single one yet. We're getting close. We're getting close, though. I heard Adventure Time is pretty short, so that might be able to get finished by the end of the year, but probably not. I finished the 6th badge in Pokemon Black, so we're kind of getting close there, but not really. In Ogre Battle, well, we still got a long ways to go, so I think if I had to pick everything again, I wouldn't start with a long game like Ogre Battle. I would start with something shorter and actually aim for completion. So that's kind of where I felt I screwed up there. Sorry if I'm all over the place, but you get 16 minutes of random battle or whatever, and you kind of run out of strategy to talk. It's the same thing over and over. So we're playing cleanup, we're marching people towards the final stronghold, and we're setting up shop accordingly. But mostly cleanup. That's pretty much what that is. So coming up soon, we'll have the end of this scene and the awesome cutscene battle action accordingly. I still have to go back and edit the description last time, linking to that other guy's, that JR, the numbers fellow that I said I would link to, showing the other 2 missions that I didn't play this time. So if you want the full package, you can go check that out. I still have to go do that. I also still have to go through and annotate, I think, everything from episode 11 onward. You know, do the whole thing. If you've watched the first 10 and you've caught this, I do the thing where you have the next in the top right corner, the previous in the top left corner, and then the playlists in the top center for the first 10 seconds of the video. So if you're watching them in succession and you don't like the playlist thing, or if you found something in the middle and you're not sure, you can previous the next and all that fun shit. So I've been meaning to do that, but that's not really a priority. The priority is actually wanting to do things, and I'm slowly working myself back into that. I don't know. So we finally started to adjust to a routine, at least as far as the work thing goes, and coming home at a similar time every day and getting things done. So in theory, we should also have dedicated commentary and YouTube nights, at least in theory. I mean, I have been kind of neglecting my duties and playing a lot of Xbox, but a lot of cool things have come out in the last 3 months, like Borderlands, and Halo 4, and Black Ops 2, which kind of sucks, and I'm glad I didn't buy it, and WWE 13, and NHL 13 that just showed up yesterday, and a lot of Xbox and PC stuff, too. I've been Borderlands 2 and PC also, and TF2's always in there, and Castle Crashers recently, you know, fun things like that. And I just picked up Dead Island 2 because I got it at Walmart. Oh yeah, I also beat Forza Horizon in less than a week, and I flipped that to GameStop for a butt ton of Steam credit. Yeah, check it out. I paid $15 at Walmart, beat the game in like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and flipped that to $29 at GameStop, and I turned that into Steam credit and Xbox Live points. So not too bad. HJ is a crafty consumer. He does things like flip games to GameStop. So, random rant aside, that's what's been happening. That's why there hasn't been as much stuff as you would like, especially if you're on the Ogre Battle train, so I apologize, but I don't know. Progress. We got one out in 3 months, right? That means something. I don't know. So, next time we will lead everyone towards the final stronghold. We will do final cutscene, and we will see what happens after that. So if you made it this far, thanks. I appreciate it. I know I throw that around a lot, but it takes a lot to sit through 15 minutes of HJ. I will agree with you there. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Let's Play Ogre Battle 64.